portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, powered by them. National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Cold out there still, ugly out there still, but not what it once was.
When the weather weathers, we weather the storm, bringing you fast and accurate Chapass reports with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver. Now it's time for the Chapass Report.
Tell us about the Chapin Ken
Chapass Report.
Boys, compared to last week, it is downright balmy out there in Nashville right now. I am showing 47 degrees at Nashville International Airport. Wind chill's only 45. Now, we're going to dip down to 29 degrees tonight, but we're going to be right back up in the 40s tomorrow. And a good thing, too, because it's going to rain.
No!
Yes, sir. We're going to have rain tomorrow, and that's going to linger into tomorrow night. And that's going to do away with a lot of this lingering ice. Fortunately, it's going to be well above freezing tomorrow. 48 will be the high. The low tomorrow night, 31. But it looks like the rain will have ended by the time we dip back down to freezing. Then the rest of the week, chilly nights. But relatively speaking, compared to last week, balmy days. High of 37 tomorrow. High of 38 Thursday. Get this on Friday. Mostly sunny and 55 degrees on Friday.
Get out of town. That's Speedo weather.
Yes, sir.
That is Speedo weather. Well, I don't even know how our weather could be this way. Because the rat said that we have 6 more weeks of hell.
Yeah. Little Punxsutawney Phil.
It's what he did. He came out tonight and said, "Oh, you guys suck, man." Whatever he sounds like. I don't know. He sounds like it's a rat. So
are we sure he's not just a big beaver?
He might be. He's whatever he is. I think he's put on a few lbs. Phil, you're looking rather comfortable there is what I'm trying to say. So the press conference today, they hit Freddie with the money thing.
Yeah.
Or 10% raise, but then they want to know, are prices going to go up? No, look. Prices go up. It's part of inflation. It's part of life. Cost of doing business. It's hard to look at your people straight in the face, though, after this debacle and say, yeah, prices are going up.
Yeah. Yeah, Freddie said that would be something that, the board that governs, well, on the issue of the CEO's salary increase, that will be something that the board, he says, will be looking at. And the board will actually be looking at itself, too, from what he said. And as far as any rate increases, Freddie says that he hasn't seen or heard any indication of a rate increase as a result of the winter storm. Okay. But that doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. Because,
just haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah, because this could have been, planned, several weeks ago, as far as the rate increase, right? And they were going to bring it up to us, but that was before they dropped the ball.
Yeah, Teresa Applin's 10% increase needs to be 100% cut.
Yeah. I just, and so many of you have chimed in about how much money you think she makes. Again, if you do a job and you do it well, I don't think people have a problem with what people make. It is when you do a job and then you come out and you tell everybody all of the things that you kind of told everybody about how poorly, first of all, the fact that Freddie comes out and goes, you guys don't know how to communicate. Okay? I mean, I've seen a lot of Freddie's, he goes out and he handles his press conferences. He's not dazzling. And for him to come out and go, yeah, you guys suck at this because you failed. You failed in such an insane way. We were going over earlier today. So what Atlanta had, how many, Ken? Was it like 12,000, 15,000?
Yeah, according to council member and a mayoral candidate, Joy Stiles, she says Atlanta had at least 10,000 line crews ready to go, and that North Carolina had beefed up to 18,000. Now, I don't know if that's statewide or if maybe she meant, just individual cities, but she said North Carolina had 18,000.
Wow. Well, still.
We had, NES had, according to council member and mayoral candidate Joy Stiles, 160 linemen ready to go.
Good God. Let's see here. I'm going to go over the numbers. We were short. A little bit. Again, to remind everybody, we're on day 9 of Bell Watch, where Bell's car is sitting there.
Hasn't moved. I'm afraid to touch it. Live wire on it.
Live wire. And Ken was pointing out there are cars out there that the live wires cut through their cars.
Yeah, I saw a news report yesterday morning. I want to say it was News Channel 5 that they interviewed some people who have a hot line on their car, and this thing melted off their door handles, and it looked like a cartoon. It had it had just burned through the car.
Like somebody took
somebody took a saw to it.
Now that all the ice has melted off of the branches and everything, there was a barbecue right outside of our porch, and it's like you have the door of the barbecue and then the car, and the tree mostly landed on the barbecue, crushed the living hell out of it, and the rest of the smaller branches ended up on my car. But it crushed the barbecue out of existence.
Did your neighbor, a lot of that was on your neighbor's side too, right? Did he lose any part of his house or anything?
No. Everything that he had fell into our yard.
So, and Ken, you were pointing out, by next week, in theory, by next Monday, 99% will be back up and running.
That's what they say.
There are still people, though, I'm sure they've run out of money. They can't stay at hotels anymore. They've lost all their food. You're talking about the medicine today, but I think that was up until 2:00, right?
The Nashville General Hospital was going to help people with any refrigerated prescriptions that they need replaced and other prescriptions too, but that was only until 2:00.
That is, it just sucks. I mean, it absolutely sucks. It's how bad people can accept a situation that is out of their control, right? They can accept that. And if you're up there and you're front with them and you talk about it, what they can't accept is what we got last week, right? I've been fortunate. I've worked for some really great people, and I played sports at a pretty high level, and I had amazing coaches. And everybody knows there's some who are just awful at their gig, and you're thinking, how did you get this gig? And as if you didn't know what was coming. And that was my big thing. It was, stop saying how unprecedented thing was. That was their big thing last week.
Repeated people on the text line have talked about how 94 was much worse than this.
Now, I wasn't here for 94. Neither was Ken, because we were too busy running wild in the West, Ken.
Yeah, we're way out west.
I was, but I can't remember it.
No, you'd been in Iceland, so you've already, everything was icy, so it was all good.
I was getting married in 94.
I was getting ready for the World Cup.
That lucky lady.
Yeah, that lucky lady. How about those, that lucky lady? So, yeah, you weren't thinking about ice. You weren't thinking about big storms. Where were you? Were you in?
I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I was thinking about tornadoes. I was actually chasing them in 94, too.
Oh, see, there's an unprecedented thing. You know tornadoes are coming. You get ready for it, but you don't know where it's going, right?
Right.
That's the whole thing with a tornado. It could, how many times have we seen 8 houses completely destroyed, 4 houses totally fine?
Yep.
You're like, what the hell happened?
Right next to each other.
Right next to each other. You have no idea. Zero idea. You've even seen it with big fires, right? Where fires burn down all the neighborhood, but 3. You don't know why, right? This was not that. This was 2,000 miles. I want everybody to understand. This went from the parts of the Southwest all the way out here and then came down from the Midwest, and they smashed into each other. This was not something that was like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. I was shocked to find out the cold weather was here. I mean, what really, if I'm a meteorologist, which we're not, I'd be pissed. I was like, you guys didn't listen to us at all? You didn't pay any attention? You had 160 linemen? Even if you double that. We were going over, Ken, earlier. So Atlanta's about double our size, give or take. And they had that many. We had 160.
They had 10,000?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We had 160. Even if you triple it, still wasn't enough. You should have had 3,500 to 5,000. Why is it that other cities could prepare for it and had things ready? What exactly didn't you have ready? And I tell you what, I want to look and see who those contractors are. Who are the people that you contracted with? How do you know who they are? Are they friends of yours? Families of yours? You know how it works. It's all skeezy. I'm not saying it is, but it's worth a look. It is. And, of course, I know they're getting all together. They're going to convene a meeting of meetings where they all convene, and then they're going to have a group that gets together, and then we'll have a third-party, independent group that will come in and look at everything. All you have to look at is that press conference last week. That's all you have to look at. You have no public information officer that comes out and tells everybody what's going on. Zero. And then you came out, and old Brett there, he about crapped the bed, didn't he? Mr. Baker, are you okay? Sure.
Having a stroke.
Sure, are you okay? His eyes got so big. Ken's all laughing because he's all screaming, I went to college. It's not a good look. It's not. Those of you who plan to fail to plan.
They showed absolutely no reason to have confidence in them.
No, they didn't.
And when you're in that position of leadership, one of the things people want to see is you being confident in your position.
Yeah, that's leaders lead, right? You take advantage of the opportunity put in front of you to be a leader, because a lot of times it's you're pushing papers, you're not out in front of the public. Okay, I get that. That's why you have a PIO, somebody who does deal with it. But then you take absolute accountability for what was going on. Why did you schedule Silver? You know who he reminds me of? Okay, you know who she reminds me of? Larry from Jaws. You're still trying to save the summer, lady. Remember Larry? He's all sitting there when we're going to hire Quint. We're going to go out. We're going to kill that big shark. And he's like, 4th of July, 4th of July. No, it's too late, Larry. It's too late now. Too late. You failed. You failed. And then Belle shows me today this. What was it, Belle? There was some sort of like, she's trying to look like she's shivering in some sort of control room.
Oh, yeah. She did a video for NES's socials. And she was wearing basically, I don't know what kind of jacket it's called, but she had a long sleeve zip up jacket on. And it kind of gave off the vibe like, yeah, I'm cold too. I'm trying to stay warm too. And then if you look down off to her right on the bottom floor, there's a employee for NES sitting at his desk with a short sleeve shirt on.
Nashville strong. Again, you don't get to say that. All right, coming up, Puxatawny Phil says, hey, it's going to be cold. Talk about that. Should we believe the rat? Is that a rat? Is that what Bill Murray called him?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Also, Savannah Guthrie's mom. So, on the Today Show and everything, looks like she was kidnapped, taken. It's a bizarre story. Talk a little bit about that as well. We've got some Epstein stuff, some text coming in about Epstein, Todd Blanche. Talk about that as well. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Oh, my God, it's all happening. I wonder what that guy had to say. Did he say this?
Round the hog.
Those people were so drunk today.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's so different the way that, because we're not built for all the cold stuff that came through and everything. They're out there. It's like zero. They're absolutely gripped. You can see some people are hammered. It's 6 a.m. They're like, let's get the rat out. We'll have some fun. It was hilarious. So Puxatawny rolls on out, as he does. He had a few, too. I could tell he tossed a couple back. And being the meteorologist that he is, delivered his true statement of what he thinks is going to happen.
It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
So there you go. Chief meteorologist. Somebody says, stop making fun of Bucky. The groundhog. So 6 more weeks. And you guys, he is right 39% of the time. That'd be great. If you're playing baseball, you're hitting 390. You're doing well. If you're picking the weather, 50-50, which is still right more than NES has been right. A lot of you chiming in about NES. I didn't know they have a 1,000-person workforce. They kind of cap it at that. I did not know that. I'd heard a couple times some people say that, and they don't even have 1,000 right now. So, and a lot of you are also asking questions about NES when it comes to the linemen. Why wasn't there more contracted linemen? I think that's the question that everybody wants to know, right? I mean, if you've got 5,000 linemen and they can't get the job done because of, just the enormity of the job, and you're trying to bring more people in and you're prepared for it, that happens. But when you have 160, that's where the swing and the miss comes from. That's where it comes from. And that's why people are pissed and angry. No doubt about that. We're going to get to some of the stuff, we haven't got to. The government shutdown. Who cares about that? They're not really. How long are they going to be shut down for? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow they vote on something, kick it out 2 weeks, get the rest of the government funded for the rest of the year. Maybe that gets done. And then they fight over DHS and ICE and all that stuff. But, yeah, I was surprised this weekend that there wasn't as much talk about the Epstein files as I thought there would be. First of all, they got away with it. However you think about stuff, they kind of got away with it. I mean, you can't have over, 12 or 1,400 people come forward, young women, and not think that they got away with it when the only people that were prosecuted was Giselle. Was it Ghislaine? Ghislaine? I always call her. You put an S in there, I'm going to say it. Ghislaine and Jeffrey. That was one of the things this weekend that was in one of these things. Apparently they, did he try to escape? Did he use some sort of magical powers? And that he was really murdered. It was a fake. Because you're going to hear all that stuff. But I think it's a fair question to ask because Todd Blanche came out, and on Friday when he delivered this with a straight face, it was kind of, I'm sorry, it's, what he said was just crap. It was. There's just no way. I'm sorry. There's just no way in hell that the only person outside of Ghislaine and potentially Jeffrey to pay any price for this was Prince Andrew, who's now whatever he is, Lord Sandwich.
And he was punished by his own family, not by any government institution. Yeah,
that's right. And by the way, the Brits are trying to make him come over here and testify before Congress. Because there was more that came out in this, about him. So we're talking a little bit about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. The Olympics kick off this week. We're trying to figure out what's going to be our Olympic sport. We're trying to figure luge, skeleton, so all these things that are different, none of which, like all of us here, Ken, Bell, and I, we're good at just laying down, right? Like we could do that. It's the 100 miles an hour with our, with our body about a half an inch off the ice that scares us. We're not even good at curling.
If I did the luge, is it always a tube or is there open air?
Oh, it's open because you got to be able to fly out.
I guarantee you, on the first or second turn at the most, I'm flying off into the air.
Remember, was it Vancouver? They were all worried in the pre-runs in Vancouver, the Olympics, that it was too fast, and one of those guys ended up dying before it even started.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's not what you go to compete in the Olympics for.
No, it's not. Look, the crashes are interesting, but you don't want to watch somebody die, right? Right. It's like when you go watch the. I like the. You know what I would like to try, but I don't have the cojones enough for it. Not at this age. Is ski jumping. I think that's so cool.
I'd die.
Well, yeah, not now. I mean, I wouldn't do it now.
I wouldn't even. I would die before I even got there because I'd slip and hit my head.
That would be interesting. How Ken die? Hilariously. Oh, good times, people. We'll talk about that, a bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chip Edge, Super Talk, 98.7. Matt is here. He and I were just chatting. He's grabbing something, coming back. Matt, I'm super excited for curling.
Yeah!
Somebody told us we need to learn the pigeon, some sort of pigeon stretch that's going to help us with the curling.
The pigeon stretch?
Yeah. People keep saying you got to really stretch because otherwise you're going to be a lot of problem.
What, do people think we're actually going to be good at this?
No. I just think the whole thing is don't do something you think is fun that costs you another shoulder.
Well, no, I mean, I just don't feel like it's high impact. I don't think that I'm going to be very good at it either.
It's not high impact, but if we're going to do the little go, I think that's the one, man. That's the one where we may get stuck and we just may go all the way down with the stone.
I mean, the pigeon is I assume the pigeon is where you throw the back leg back. And,
I think so.
Because one of the feet, so I think the shoes, like one of them's designed to stick on the ice and one of them's designed to slide on the ice.
Okay. So they have shoes like
specialty shoes. And so one of them, like the guy that does the stone, like one foot is designed to slide. That's the one he slides on. The other foot is his push foot, and it's designed to. It's got like claws on it.
Okay, that's cool.
I think I might be making all this up, but I think it's right. Yeah. It feels right.
But is that for regular? Why can't we just
I've
do
watched curling?
Yeah, axe tossing. But then I think, have you met our audience?
It's probably not good at handling a bunch of hatchets.
I never really thought that. Like, who thought that? Hey, I got a great idea, guys. We should open a bar where we throw axes at each other.
It's always baffled me. I've seen it, and I've never. I mean, darts is bad enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, and it's funny because at least once a week I get some on one of my, like TikTok or somewhere where somebody will throw one of the axes, it hits it and comes straight back at them.
Oh, I know. Zoom.
Just crazy.
Got to have the flexes, the flexivity and reflexes of the younger Bush.
So
shoes
he's got another one. Everybody's all, let's wait and see if he's got another one to throw at him. What are you talking about today?
I mean, obviously, well, it's Groundhog Day, and if you know, you know. Ken, you don't know yet, but you have to participate in something that I'm doing on Groundhog Day. You might remember it from last year.
I was given a heads up.
Yeah, you might remember it from last year. We do this every year on Groundhog Day. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you'll learn. And by 6, 7 o'clock, you'll hate it. And that's good. But it only comes around once a year, and it's our very special annual tradition on the Matt Murphy Show. I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
And we do a little thing, and you'll hear it. So we'll do that. We also have Marsha Blackburn coming on to talk about NES. We have William Lamberth coming on to talk about the possibility that the state might regionalize NES's board because one of the bigger issues involved in all of this long term is that you have 6 counties that are not Davidson County that are under some portions of them use Nashville Electric. Well, if you're mad and frustrated and you're a voter and you've been without power, I know a guy in Williamson County that's been without power since the day the storm hit.
Yeah.
Well, the recourse is you vote people into office that are going to do a better job. But if you live in Williamson County, you don't have that ability because it's Davidson County that appoints all of these people. So the idea is whether or not it would be a good idea to regionalize this thing and create a board that these various counties have some say in the appointing authority.
Yeah. Well, they should. I mean, again, we were talking earlier when, you had, Shirley, talking about the, how many Atlanta had, 16,000?
Joyce Stiles.
Joyce Stiles, 16,000. Louisville's got 9,000. We had 160, supposedly?
North Carolina. I think Charlotte, North Carolina had like 18,000 staged.
18,000
staged, and we had 200.
Yeah.
So, and I said last week, and I was thinking about this, everything you could have done wrong, you did. And if you did one of those things right, maybe none of this happens.
Yeah, exactly.
But you decided to cut the tree trimming budget by $8 million, and that's fine if you want to justify that by saying our voters want the trees and all that. But if you do that, someone needs to be sitting there going, "Hey, we need to worry about this because remember we didn't trim the trees, and now we're going to be affected even more than everybody else." My whole,
as we're sitting here, the thing that just blows my mind is their continual. This is unprecedented.
I mean, what are we supposed to do?
The whole country was talking about it. It was 2,000 miles long, and it was coming here across every state, but we didn't think it was going to get to us. It was going to go around us magically.
Well, and you and I follow the news. I think more than some. I've not seen of another municipality that's had this issue in America. So tell me what happened to Nashville that didn't happen in Murfreesboro, that didn't happen in Columbia, not even that didn't happen in North Carolina, that didn't happen in Atlanta, that didn't happen in Oklahoma, that didn't happen in Texas, that didn't happen in Arkansas. Help me understand your position.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there. You planned so poorly. It's almost like you didn't believe what everybody was saying about the wolf coming, right? It's like, we were shocked as anybody that snow came.
No. See. The phrase is hope is not a plan. You clearly you didn't hear the not.
I didn't.
You thought hope was the plan.
No,
right?
You're right. That's why Nashville's strong. Woo! Matt, straight ahead, you guys. We'll do it again tomorrow. Hot Take Tuesday.